welcome back to this commentated roleplay for Morrowind using the Morrowind Rebirth overhaul mod. So, in the previous episode, Assemmus spent some time getting acquainted with the patrons of the Red Lantern Inn, a couple of which were quite rude, I should note, but Assemmus is a good character. I imagine he would not be taking offence easily, and there were no explicit insults offered that would justify a retaliation. However, something that is justified is sating, or at least trying to sate, the curiosity of Assemmus, as he is a very curious individual. And there has been a specific book that has been recommended by a few of the residents of Seder-Ning, specifically a book called Law and Customs, or Law and Custom. Not sure if it is singular or plural. So Assemmus, spurred on by this curiosity, shall return firstly to the Excise and Census Office, and if he has no luck finding the book there, shall perhaps try the guard outpost to see if either of these locations holds the book. Other than that, he may need to consider finding it elsewhere. Then, following this, Assemmus shall begin to turn his attention to making preparations for leaving Seder-Ning and venturing out into the wilderness with a view to travelling to Balmora. Seem to have walked into a bit of a swamp. Assemmus would not be wishing to get his clothes too dirty.
You have something to say to me?
Nothing for now, Elderfire, but I hope you are well. Good afternoon, guard. Good afternoon, Fargoth. I hope you are well. I hope those guards have been leaving you alone. Okay. Forgive the intrusion, Sellers Gravius. I shall be on my way. So we've already read this, or part of this.
What's this about?
Oh, don't mind me, guard. I shall not be long. What is in here? prisoner. Doesn't look as if they wish to converse. Cannot enter that door. Assemmus certainly would not want to be breaking the law just for finding a tome, curious as he is.
What's this about?
Forgive me, Circosius. Would you allow me a moment just to peruse your books here? Thank you. A Brief History of the Empire, version 1. Brief History of the Empire, version 2. Crime and Punishment, first edition. And we have the second edition, third edition, and the fourth edition. Quite a number of editions of Crime and Punishment. But none appertaining to law and custom. Although Assemmus would be very keen to read, he does have a specific book in mind at the moment. Do you happen to have a copy of the Law and Custom book, Circosius? That is of no problem. I may return to read some of your books sometime. But have a good afternoon for now. Good day. A warehouse that is locked. Seems as though, unfortunately, the excise and census office does not hold that particular book. Assemmus will try now the guard outpost on the waterfront. Yeah, good to see you again. Pray, do you happen to hold a copy of the Law and Custom book here? Well, never mind. Would you allow me to have a little look around in case someone else may know? Thank you. So, not in here.
Say your business.
Forgive me, Imperial Guard. I am merely looking for a book. I I shall be most discreet, however. I'm not sure Assemmus would be wishing to anger an orc Imperial Guard, and it looks as if said Imperial Guard is not happy for him to be here. So I think Assemmus shall leave. Forgive me, I shall be on my way. So, not particularly successful, unfortunately. The other place that we could try is perhaps Aril's trade house to see if it may be something to purchase.
Yes, Outlander?
Good day, Torvise.
Please, feel free. Talk at your leisure.
Thank you, Aril. May I have a moment of your time? I would like to barter, if I may, with a particular view of seeing if you have a book that I'm looking for. Unfortunately, it seems as if Aril does not have a copy of this Law and Customs book. However, upon inspection of other items, he does have a few other items in the miscellaneous section here that would be of interest to Assemmus. Specifically, some of the alchemical apparatus, but also a couple of other scrolls and books, and not to mention also the bedroll and travel lantern. All of these would be of use and of interest to Assemmus. However, they are quite expensive. Assemmus only has 87 gold pieces to spare, and the bedroll in itself is 75. I believe that Assemmus would be frugal with his coinage, particularly in view of his father and their experiences together in Cyrodiil. Upon further consideration, I believe Assemmus would be interested in a certain scroll here, a guide to Vardenfall, which is both easier on his purse, but also of practical use for his upcoming preparations to leave Seydonin. So let us offer Aril here 5 gold pieces. Don't believe any haggling will be necessary. Thank you. Please come again. Much appreciated, Aril. Enjoy the rest of your day and your evening.
Outlander, what do you want?
Forgive me, Torvise. Good day to you. Seems to be approaching the evening. Perhaps a little bit of foraging for dinner. And then we shall find a spot and catch up with a little bit of reading. Both of the scroll we just purchased, but also our journal. And any other notes that could be of use for the upcoming journey to Balmora. So let us continue in that vein.
There's someone watching me. I can tell.
Do we have here Violet Caprinus again? A meager meal, but it shall do.
What's this then?
Perhaps we shall return to our resting location by the lighthouse. Seems a nice spot. Yes, here we are. So let us have our evening meal. Very good. So we have our guide to Vardenfell. Let us have a read of this. Interesting. Guide to Vardenfell. Looks like we have a map here. So let's see the noon here. Looks like we shall be travelling mainly to the north, but slightly northwest. The Vec is to our south. That's good to note as well. A little read of this. Morrowind is the northeastmost province of the Tamrielic Empire, bounded on the north and east by the Sea of Ghosts, on the west by Skyrim, on the southwest by Citadel, also known as the Imperial Province. This is where Assemmus previously came from. And on the south by Black Marsh, also known as Argonia. Vardenfell district encompasses Vardenfell Island, a great landmass dominated by the giant volcano Red Mountain, and cut off from mainland Morrowind by the surrounding inner sea. Only recently open to settlement and trade, most of the island's population is confined to the relatively hospitable west and southwest coast. Interesting. Centered on the ancient city of the Vec and the great house district centers at Balmora, this is where we are heading, Aldrun, and Seidrith Mora. The rest of the island is covered by hostile desert wastes, arid grasslands, and volcanic badlands, and thinly populated by the nomadic Ashlander tribes. Yes, And these are the tribes of Assemmus's ancestors, which he is no doubt very curious to explore. Vardenfall has 9 basic geographic regions, each with their own distinctive plants and terrain features. Scholars have based their classifications on the different types of land described by the native Ashlanders, so the designations are recognized by most local traders, travelers, and adventurers. These geographic regions are called the Ascadian Isles, the Ashlands, Azura's Coast, the Bitter Coast, the Grayslands, Molog Amur, Red Mountain, the West Gash, and Shio Gorad. Interesting. I think we can read on a little bit more. Ascadian Isles. The Ascadian Isles is a region of lush, green, well-watered southern lowlands, where most of Vardenfall's agriculture is found. The south area includes Pelagiad, Sudan, Vivek City, and Old Sofar, along with the inland lakes and waterways of the Ascadian Isles proper. The urban areas of Vivek and Ebonheart of the southern coast are densely populated. The inland Ascadian Isles are dotted with small farms and large plantations. The climate is temperate and comfortable, with moderate rainfall. Ebonheart is the seat of the imperial government for Vardenfall district, and a busy centre of maritime trade. Castle Ebonheart is the home of Duke Vidam Dren, the district's ruler and emperor's representative. Ah yes, remember him mentioned in another scroll or declaration we read earlier. Also located at Castle Ebonheart are the Vardenfall District Council Chambers and the Hawk-Moth Legion Garrison. The offices, docks and warehouses of the East Empire Company are also found in Ebonheart. Indeed. Vivek City is the largest settlement on Vardenfall, and one of the largest cities in the east. Each of the great cantons is the size of a complete town. The High Fane and the Palace of Vivek are visited by hundreds of tourists and pilgrims daily. This would be a very interesting place to visit for Assemmus, I imagine. Certainly one day. Citizens flock to the arena for entertainments and war games. Outlanders mostly confine themselves to the foreign canton, while natives live, work and shop in the great house compounds and residential cantons. So quite an organised city, it seems. Old Sofar is a splendid Daedric ruin within sight of Vivek City. Though exotic and picturesque, it is a dangerous site, haunted by old magic's dark cultists and their Daedric summonings, and not recommended for sightseers. Indeed, Assemmus shall be aware. Sudan is an agricultural village in the northeastern corner of the fertile Ascadian Isles region. 2 popular pilgrimage sites are nearby: the fields of Kumu and the shrine of Molar Gabal. Interesting. Pelagiad is a newly chartered imperial village between Balmora and Vivek City. Yeah, so we shall be passing Pelagiad, it seems. On the western edge of the Ascadian Isles region. The village is right outside the Imperial Legion garrison at Fort Pelagiad. Could be interesting to stay here if we are permitted. The houses and shops are built in the Western Imperial style, and Pelagiad looks more like a village in the Western Empire than a Morrowind settlement. Good to know. Now, as much as Assemmus would like to read on, I believe he shall just take pause of this guide for now. Perhaps continue with the Ashlands section tomorrow evening. Should be something to look forward to for him. Now, we have some directions to Caius Casades and some directions to Balmora itself. I believe we shall have a little look at those tomorrow, just before we set off proper. However, let's just have a little peruse of our journal. Let's see. So, 16 last seed day 1. My orders are to go to the town of Balmora in Vardenfall district and report to a man named Caius Casades. So this is the gentleman we wish to meet. To find out where he lives, I should ask in Balmora at the corner club called South Wall. When I find Caius Casades, I must give him a package of documents and wait for further orders. Okay, 16 last siege day 1. I have met a bosman named Fargoth who claims the Imperials have stolen a ring of his. He would like it back. And he got said ring back. Courtesy of us. 16 last siege day 1. I have returned the engraved ring of healing to Fargoth. He was overjoyed to have it back, and promised to mention my name to the trader here in town, Alil. Let's hope we may be able to get some discounts. 17 last seed day 2. Herdiscar Flatfoot asked me to do him a favour. He believes that Fargoth has been hiding money from the Imperials, and he'd like to know where it's gone. If I will work for him, he will give me a share of the bounty. No, I don't believe that would be in Assemmus's. Certainly something Assemmus would be particularly keen on doing, seeing as he has already established a pleasant acquaintanceship with Fargoth. So, 17 last siege day 2. I've decided not to help Herdiscar. Indeed. 17 last siege day 2. Alone at Alil's trade house gave me detailed directions to Balmora, which Assemmus shall study tomorrow morning before he sets off proper. So it's 6 PM now. I believe an evening bath sounds in order, and then an early rest for the evening. We shall set off quite early. Have a look around the outskirts of Seydanin, and then begin journeying towards Balmora. Most pleasant evening. You fish here. That shall do. Let's put our clothes back on. We shall now offer our prayers to our ancestral spirits. Very good. Now, time to bed down. At least to rest as well as we can. We shall rest here upon this tree. I believe 10 hours is sufficient. Not the most pleasant day to begin our journey. However, begin we must. I believe that this particular juncture, Assemmus and I shall leave you for now, and we shall begin our journey forth from Seydanin, at least to the outskirts and hopefully beyond, in the next installment. So, thank you kindly for joining me, and be seeing you in the next episode. Goodbye now.